Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos, we have the privilege of reading Parshas Terumah. Now, the Parsha begins with the words that Hashem speaks to Moshe and says, "V'yikhu daber el bnei Yisrael," speak to the Jewish people, "V'yikhu li Terumah," they should take for me a portion. And of course, it implies that the Jewish people are going to give tzedakah in order to be able to amass the various basic ingredients that are necessary for the building of the Mishkan. So when it talks about giving, instead of using the word v'yitnu li truma, they will give to me truma, it says v'yikhu li truma, they will take for me truma. Now I know we're all familiar with the idea that it's better to give than to receive, and in fact, when we give, we're really getting back a lot. When we give and we help another, when we give charity, when we support institutions and Torah places, shuls, yeshivot, other things like that, we feel that we've gained a lot by giving. So we can understand on a simple level that when it says v'yikhu li truma, they shall take from me a portion, it means that when they give, they're also going to take something. But the Medrash goes out of its way to quote a pasuk in Mishlei that we say when we put the Sefer Torah back every time we read the Sefer Torah in Shul. And the pasuk says, Ki lekach tov nosati lochem, for a good taking I have given to you, Torah si al ta'azovu. Don't ever leave behind the Torah. Don't leave the Torah. Ki lekach tov nosati lochem, I've given you a good taking. What do you mean a good taking? So lekach tov refers to the Torah. I've given you a good taking. The Torah is something God gave us, but we take it and we learn it and we study it. Torasi al ta'azovu. Don't ever leave the Torah. Reb Davidel of Kotsk, who was the son of the famous Reb Menachem Mendel of Kotsk, the Kotzker Rebbe, takes this and analyzes it in the following way. It says that I've given you a good taking, don't leave my Torah. A person who's in business and tries to sell various items and makes his living by selling items, sometimes will come across a situation where he displays his wares and nothing gets sold. Nobody seems to be buying. So he will rearrange his table, he will rearrange the offerings and so on, so that people can look at it a little differently, and he'll keep trying various methods in order to make sure that he makes his living and does his sales. He doesn't give up when first they don't buy what he needs to sell. He keeps trying different things, perhaps even different venues, different businesses, until he succeeds in order to be able to make a living. Says Reb Davidel of Kotsk. The same thing when a person strives to earn a living and makes different attempts of various kinds in order to succeed, so do we have to do that with the Torah. There are many times that we study something and perhaps we didn't understand it or fully grasp it or being able to apply it to our lives. But the Torah, we don't give up. Ki lekach tov, it's a good taking that I've given you. Don't leave my Torah. Just because nobody took it at first, just because nobody took it now, and nobody bought, so to speak, into what you're selling, you don't give up. You take what Hashem gave you and you try again to understand and to fathom what the ideology, what the purpose is, what the lesson is, what the value is. How can we apply it to our lives? Because if we don't, just as the merchant who doesn't continue to try to sell will end up being poverty-stricken and have nothing, so too, if we don't do everything we can to immerse ourselves in the study of Torah, despite the fact that at first we didn't get it, we will end up with nothing, even though we were given so much. And that's the meaning of Ki lekach tov. I've given you a good taking. Torasi al ta'azovu. Don't leave it, because v'yikhu li, when you take it, you're really gaining. And we hope that we continually gain. And so the Parsha of Terumah gives us an insight into how we can gain, not only by giving, but by taking what is given to us and building on it, because we don't give up. If we didn't understand it at first, we try harder in order to make the understanding come to us through the Torah. What a beautiful idea in V'yichuli Terumah. And at the beginning of Chodesh Adar, when Mishenichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha, we increase the joy. Let's increase the joy of the study of the Torah and of the observance of the Torah, because even if we didn't get it till now, we can get it from this point on. Shabbat Shalom U'Mevarach.